I put it up to. I fell in love with wine in 1979, and it was a glass of Beaujolais. But that's another story. We're going to talk about something else. I'm going to talk about wine ratings because I'm sure some of you have seen the wine ratings. If you look at the hang tags in the liquor store, or you read the local paper or something, there's always some wine columns and wine ratings. But what do they really mean? Or what I'm going to try and teach is how to learn to love shopping for good bottle of wine. First, some rules, and these are the rules I operate by as a wine professional, and things I don't appreciate the rules of other wine professionals. My rule number one, a good wine is one you like. If you don't like wine, no one can make you like it. A rating can't make you like it. A friend's recommendation can't make you like it. It's all because we're individually tuned to like certain things. So what you like is what you like. Don't let anyone ever tell you any different. And rule two, people don't drink wine for ratings. People drink wine and like wine because of its style. Its style is what appeals to you. Ratings shouldn't be the be-all and end-all. And we'll get into this a little bit of why ratings shouldn't be be-all and end-all for wine buying. Part of the problem with ratings is there's so many systems out there. I'm just going to highlight 4 of them just in this slide. The most popular one out there is the Wine Spectator. It's a large format magazine you may have seen in the bookstores. It uses a 100-point scale. And that 100-point scale was actually devised by Robert Parker, an American wine writer. But the Wine Spectator certainly made it popular. It's pretty ubiquitous. You see that 100-point rating in a lot of places. Probably the next most popular is the 5-star scale. It was devised by Michael Broadbent, a British wine writer who I have a lot of admiration for. And it came mainstream if you're a crazy wine guy like I am. The Decanter magazine is something wine professionals love to read. It's a great read if you love wine. But Decanter popularized the 5-star scale for wine rating. And then there's 2 other little lesser known scales that you'll see sometimes. There's a 20-point scale that's devised by the University of California at Davis. They have a terrific enology program there. And it was tweaked by a wine writer called Jancis Robinson, who's another wonderful wine writer. She just writes such beautiful, short, concise notes about wine. I love reading her stuff. And the last one is, if you like Italian wine, you may have seen it's called Tre Bicchieri, 3 glasses. So it gives ratings out of 3 glasses. You won't see it as often, probably in the LCBO, but you will see it sometimes if you do pick up a wine magazine and it's reviewing Italian wine. Sometimes it'll give the 3-glass scale rating. But let's take a look at the 2 most popular ones in a little more detail so you can understand how wine ratings actually work and why you need to understand how they work. So let's focus first on the 100-point scale. I think it's easily the most popular. The Wine Spectator certainly made it that way. We see it everywhere if we look at the wine world. And this is how it's calculated. And I'll tell you right away, my bias is I'm not a huge fan of the 100-point scale. And why is because it tricks our brains a little bit. We all love things out of 100. We like, when we write an exam, we get a mark out of 100. We get a university or college course and it gives us a mark out of 100. It resonates with our brains. But the first thing you look at in the scores when you're calculating a score for a Wine Spectator 100-point scale is it's not like that. Because the first thing you do is when you're tasting a wine to score it in this scale, you pour the wine in a glass and you look at it and say, yes, it's wine. It gets 50 points. Don't you all wish you got 50 points when you walk the exam? I thought that would be great. So that's what it really is. It really is a score of 50 because 50 is just handed to it because it's wine. And like I say, that's the mind trick of it. It really isn't a 100-point scale at all, in my opinion. But it does do some valuable things when you're writing about wine. It does structure things of how you should look at the wine when you write about it. So wine writers look at the color and the appearance. So just basically, how does the wine look in the glass? We look at the aroma and bouquet. How does it smell? Does it have any off odors? Or are they all lovely things that we're perceiving? The flavor and finish. Flavor is easy to understand. Finish, maybe a little harder to understand. Finish is how long that wine lingers on your tongue after you taste it. A terrific wine will linger for sometimes over a minute. If it's not as good a wine, you can take a sip and the taste will disappear almost immediately. So better wine, higher score for flavor and finish. Then there's the other one I have a little bit of an issue with in this scale. It's the overall quality. And it's a subjective number. It's really what that wine writer thinks based on 10, that last score. So it can skew the number quite a bit. Your number can be 89, 91, all depends on the wine writer's overall impression. So the message I'm kind of giving here is it looks like it's a very objective scale because it gives you a number. In truth, it's like most things when you do with wine writing. It is subjective because it's based on that wine writer's tastes. So let's take a look at one that's rated by the 100-point scale. This is written by Steve Thurlow. He writes for Wine-A-Line. It's a website, it's actually a business based in Toronto. It's really really good source of information about wine. And if you love wine like I do, Wine-A-Line is a wine site I would recommend to you. But Steve's written this about this Perez Cruz Cabernet Sauvignon Reserva. This is a Chilean wine. And if you love good Cabernet, this is a good Cabernet. You know it is because when you read what he writes, he paints a lovely picture of what a perfect Cabernet is. He talks about it having blackberry, cassis is black currant. It has some soft oak spices, there's some vanilla, menthol, tobacco. That menthol, that minty note is typical of Cabernet Sauvignon. So when I read this, my mouth starts to water because I think, oh wow, just reading this is a typical Cabernet Sauvignon. It's a great one to demonstrate what the grape can deliver. And then the last thing I'll do is I'll pop up and you can see he gave it a rating of 89. So it's a pretty good wine. And I do enjoy this one and I recommend it to you if you ever want to try it. It's a terrific wine. The 5-star scale is the next one we'll look at. And the 5-star scale, I'll get my bias right off the bat as well. I use it, I like it because using stars, it infers a bit of subjectivity. And to me, it calls it what it is. It's that wine writer's evaluation. It doesn't try and make it into something that's numerical. So the 5-star scale looks at some similar things. If you go through the aroma, bouquet, the flavor, and the finish, and you write some notes based on it, and then you focus on the overall quality, and that's when you give it a star rating. And as you can see, it can vary from poor, no stars, right up to 5 stars, is outstanding. But like I say, my advice is that I really like this because it is subjective and it is what it is. So I really think this scale is a good way to evaluate wine if you have this high rating. So let's look at one. Blatant self-interest here. This is one of mine. So this is the Conde Valdemar Rioja Crianza. Are there any fans of Rioja in here? Good. Rioja is a terrific red wine from Spain. If you haven't tried it, do try it. It's very good value, reasonably priced, usually terrific wines. This one in particular, I quite liked, and I tried to do that. I tried to paint a picture in words here. It's medium body, it's got black cherry, raspberry, cola, and coconut. The coconut is something that comes from the oak aging. The American oak gives it that coconut flavor. So when I read this, as a consumer, I'm hoping that people will read this and say, hey, I like the sound of this. And that's, to me, the most important thing. And I gave it 4 stars. I think this is a really pretty good wine. This is a very, very good wine. So once again, if you haven't tried Rioja, do try some. It's excellent. So what we want to get to is how do ratings help us with Rule 1 and Rule 2? Well, Rule 1 is simple. A good wine's a wine you like. So ratings are trying to point you towards the wines you like. And Rule 2, you're drinking the style. You drink wine style, not a number. So that helps us too, because the style, the description tells us about the style. So here's what ratings do for us, and that kind of summarizes it. It describes the wine style. And indeed, wine writers are just trying to paint that picture with words to help you, when you're buying wine, to tell you if it appeals to you or not. So what I would suggest is look at the description first, because the description tells you if that wine fits the style of wine you like. Only refer to the ratings if you've got 3 and you can't decide which one to pick up. Maybe then look at the ratings. But to me, the description is critical. It tells you whether you're going to really like that wine or not. But then I get the question from people, well, Trent, I don't really know what style I like. And there's steps you can go through to help you understand what style of wine you actually like. The easiest one is you can get past the red and white. I've got past that. And sparkling or rosé. They're all great wines. I love all of those. But if you want to figure out your style, you can do this step by step. Shows the slide. First of all, you would look at sweetness. Some people like wine with a little bit of residual sweetness, which would be maybe something like a Riesling, which has some sweetness to it. Or you might like something bone dry, like a Chardonnay. Then you can look at fruit. What type of fruit flavors appeal to you in wine? Because they're there. They could be anything from black plums right through to lemons. It can go right through to even pear flavors and grapefruit flavors. If you can sort of characterize some of those, then you'll know what to look for when it's described. Wine has some other flavors too that get really complex, like vanilla, smoke, cedar, earth. It can go on and on. I could do a whole presentation on that. But it does have a lot of other flavors. You can help pick them out. It helps you choose wine. And then the thing you need to look at is the body, because the body is that mouthfeel of the wine. Do you like a wine that's full-bodied and that's a mouthfeel, it's almost thick and viscous in your mouth? Or do you like a lighter wine, a wine that when you take a sip, it's almost like a water consistency? You like that lightness in your wine. And obviously the medium body is somewhere in between the two. But like I say, you can discern what you like about wine if you can figure out the body. The last one's the toughest, I think, for people because acidity and tannins are something that we do a lot when we study wine, but a lot of people don't understand. Acidity, the easiest way to think about acidity is if you taste a bit of lemon juice and your mouth starts to water, that's the acidity. The acidity is making your mouth water. So a wine with high acidity, and some great wines have high acidity, your mouth will start to water when you drink them. And to me, it's a very appealing thing to have that. But some people don't like that much acidity in their wine. They like low acidity wine. So when you take a sip, that doesn't happen. You don't get that mouth water. Tannins are maybe a little even harder to understand. The easiest way to look at tannins is if you make a cup of strong black tea, take a sip, you'll notice your mouth it puckers up, you get that astringency. And that's the tannins of the tea actually doing that. So the tannins in the wine do the same thing. If you like wines with high tannins, when you take a sip of that wine, you'll feel that puckering and that little bit of stickiness around your gum line. It's the tannins interacting with the tissues in your mouth. If you like low tannin wines, you're not going to get any of that effect at all, basically. It won't cause that at all. Medium, obviously, part way in between. And the example of the tannin wine, if any of you like what we call a young Cabernet Sauvignon, something like a Bordeaux, very tannic usually, so you'll get that effect. So if you can go through those steps, it'll help you figure out, what your style of wine is. So what do I want you to take away from this? I really want you to read wine reviews and ratings. I think they are useful, but use the description. I think the description is the critical part, not the score. The description is the critical part. They help you understand the wine's style. Only then take a look at scores. And like I say, ratings to me, I hate having wine, something wonderful as wine, just come up as a number. So, like I say, numbers aren't everything. Never forget rule 1 and rule 2. You always have to love the wine. Good wine is wine you like. And always remember, you drink wines for style, not for scores. And that's all I have for you today about wine, but I'm sure maybe there might be a few questions either about the presentation, or I'll open it right up. If you have any questions about wine, I'm happy to answer them. So just open up the floor. Yes.
The 2 slides back was
this one?
So can you give us examples of each one of those categories of brand of wine?
A brand of wine. Okay. If you look,
You mentioned a rising.
okay,
Like a sweet-
that one for sweet wine, the easiest one that comes to mind for sweet wine, since we're all here in Ontario, ice wine. Ice wine is definitely sweet. It's got about 230 grams per liter of residual sugar. Completely sweet. Dry, you can get an ice wine Riesling with 230 grams of sugar. You can get a dry Riesling with only 3 or 4 grams of sugar in it. So you can get both ends of the spectrum, and that's great. So that's an example of that. Do you want some examples of some other?
Yeah, like a,
For the fruit, sure. For fruit, if you like dark fruit in a wine, like plums and black cherries, that kind of flavor. If you drink Syrah or Shiraz, you'll get some of that flavor out of that. It's a characteristic of the grape to have that kind of flavor. Other flavors like vanilla. People here, if you drink a California Cabernet Sauvignon, you'll get that vanilla note. Usually mixed in a bit of coconut flavors. So you'll get that note. That comes from the oak aging. Full-bodied wine. If anyone here drinks late bottle vintage port, that's a full-bodied wine. It's got a lot of mouthfeel to it. It's just an example to give you an idea of how full-bodied wines feel. And acidity and tannins, I'll go back to Riesling for acidity. Riesling usually has very high acidity. It makes it very good with food. I like high acidity wines. It's no guarantee that all of you will, but I like high acidity wines. And tannins, I'll go back to the Cabernet Sauvignon again. A good Cabernet Sauvignon, usually some pretty aggressive tannins. It may not be noticeable because you're having it with food, but the tannins are there. So that help a little bit?
Great.
Hey, Trent. A comment and a question. Your comment is, I'm glad you were working so hard in the lab while I was out doing the field studies in first year. In first year university, he was my lab mate, by the way.
Yeah, this is the microbiology lab part.
Yeah, and he did really well. I got great marks because of Trent. The question is, how does the rating affect price, or how are wines priced? Period?
Okay. So it's a bit of a complicated answer. In a simple world, probably the best wine you could possibly drink, if you had to just price it based on what you had to put into it in terms of labor, materials, grapes, good quality grapes, you're probably into the $130, $140, because that means they're not, you could buy a bottle of wine for that price, $130, $140. They have done everything they can to make that wine perfect. Once you get above that price point, you're dealing with market forces of scarcity. So a bottle of, say, Domaine Romane Conti, which is one of the best burgundies you could possibly ever taste. I had a chance to taste it once in my life. And Domaine Romane Conti sells for about $2,000, $2,500 a bottle. And it's because the domain is probably maybe a little bigger than this building, and they only make so many bottles, and it's fantastic wine, so really they can charge what the market was there. So does that help answer that question?
What about your $30?
14.
There's nothing wrong with your $30 bottles. And there's nothing wrong actually with even, there are a lot of $10 bottles. The winemakers have to make a lot of decisions, and the vineyard managers have to make a lot of decisions on how much effort and time it takes to put into new things. For instance, some wines are aged in oak barrels, or you can get some that aren't. So you could age them Merlot or an oak barrel, get those nice vanilla notes, or not. You can just make it and age it in stainless steel, just bottle. The difference in price is that oak barrel, if it's a good French oak barrel, costs $2,000. You can only use it about 3 times because you extract all the flavors out of it. So you can tell right away that, they made some decisions. It doesn't mean the wine isn't good when it's on oak. It means it's different. And the winemaker wants to do something different with it. I don't want to denigrate wines because, they're only 10 or 15. You can get great wines. It's just they make decisions how to make it and the price points they want.
Trent?
Before you start to drink wine, should you rinse your mouth? I've heard you take a bread, you have some bread type of thing. Is there a recommendation prior to starting a glass of wine?
If you're doing judging, you're drinking multiple glasses, tasting multiple glasses of wine, yeah, we do that. We should only use bread, we should just drink water to clear your palate. You don't have to, like I say, so you don't have to, I don't like to make wine, with that serious an event sometimes. You know, you can just enjoy it. You don't have to. But if you're switching wines and you want to be able to taste the flavor and the next wine better, a little bit of water will just get there.
I think Dave's question was more related to when he's at the Baycats game and he's had 17 beers. Should he open the $35 bottle or the $10 bottle?
So, could you comment when you drink red wine or before you drink wine, they talk about serving it at room temperature. Can you define what room temperature is? I know we
Yes.
had a lot of discussion.
Yes.
on our table about that.
Yes, room temperature is one of the most misunderstood things in wine. Because lots of people talk about it, but not many people understand what's meant by that. Room temperature in the wine world means around 12 to 15 degrees. So usually around 15 is optimal. 15 is kind of optimal. The reason we came up with that in the wine world for room temperature is because wine's a pretty old beverage. That's the type of temperature that it would be stored at when you had a wine cellar in your castle. And your castle wasn't a whole lot warmer than the wine cellar at that point. It was about 15 degrees too. So, but room temperature to us means 20, 22 degrees sometimes. It's a little bit too warm for wines to be served. What I tell people, especially in the summer, put your red wines in the fridge for about 20 minutes to get it chilled down to that about 15, 16 degree range. And take your white wines out for about 20 minutes and let the temperature come up a little bit. Most white wines, you should serve them chilled, but they shouldn't be down to 4 or 5 degrees. They should be closer to 10 because you lose the aromatics. So it's a little trick I with wine.
Could you give us a review on, there's an app, Bidco?
Yeah. It's a great app. Anyone can use it. So it's very egalitarian. You can get a lot of information off it from different people. Some professionals post on it. Some people just love wine post on it. So I think it's a good source of information. Once again, you have to decide if you like the wine or not. The app can't tell you that.
This is the wino table. We have another question from here.
Many of you know I adore red wines, but I have two questions actually. One is the aerator that everybody, oh, you like red wine, here's an aerator. I've aerated this cheap wines, I have aerated expensive wines, I think it's useless, and I don't notice the difference. What is the point to it?
The aerators to deal with the last item I have up here is on tannins. The aerator helps deal with that. If you buy a young wine that's quite tannic, and those type of wines usually are built for aging, so you might want to hold on to 5, 6, 10 years sometimes to let those tannins mellow out. If you get oxygen to it, it reacts with the tannins and mellows them down. You get the same effect with tannins though if you serve a tannic wine with food, because the tannins actually bind to the protein. So if you have a big tannic Cabernet Sauvignon and you serve it with steak, that steak's going to mollify some of those tannins. You're not going to notice them as much. So yes, there is a spot for your aerator. No, it's not a magic device to improve every wine, unfortunately. I wish it existed, but it doesn't.
And then the second question is that I know a few people that put ice in their red wine, and I don't understand, like, what are they trying to do? What does that do? I think it's a horrible idea.
I don't like it just because it waters the wine. That's the only reason I don't like it. It could be that they just, like I say, a lot of the wine served too hot. It comes off as very alcoholic. That's why I say, especially in summer, when you're sitting out on your back patio and drinking your red wine and sitting in the sun, like it can probably get 24, 25 degrees. It volatilizes the alcohol. The alcohol just comes off it, and it makes it seem harsh. So if you get it chilled just a little bit, then the ice cubes to do it, it makes it seem a little more mellow. So that might be what they like about it. But yeah, I agree. I don't think the water, adding water into wine, the Romans used to do it. I'm not a fan.
Trent, just before I give the microphone to Todd, is thank you. And by the way, Todd's the guy that judges his wine by quantity over quality. If you could just talk 30 seconds about, to Kate's question, the different types of glasses relating to wine and taste. And then I'll give the microphone to Todd.
Different types of glass. Yeah, wine, glassware, you can become very fanatical about it. You can have, if you look at Riedel, Riedel Crystal makes a different glass for every wine. I am not quite there. I think you need good wine glasses because, and you probably need at least 2 good wine glasses. You need a tulip-shaped smaller one for your whites and a bigger version for your reds. The only reason is because the whites usually they're more aromatic. They have a lot of but they're not as easy to pick up, they're not as in your face. So that too small tulip shaped glass concentrates aromatics, you get better aromas from them. For the reds, you often want that bigger glass because you'll be able to swirl it and get some air into it. So once again, it's like that question we were talking about. If it's a little bit tannic, you can give it a swirl and it'll get some air into it. And the other thing getting air into it, when you swirl it in a larger glass, it helps release some aromatics in the red as well. So you can pick up a lot more. Always before I taste the wine, when I'm going to write about it, always swirl the glass. The only one I don't swirl sparkling is the bubbles didn't do it for you.
Hey Trent, it's my job today to thank you, and a couple of notes there back to what Jody was saying and your thoughts on wine quality and expense and that. So if you're going out for a nice dinner, you want to start out with a good bottle of wine. By the time you're down 2 or 3 of those, baby duck tastes like Camus, so you work your way into that. And as I look around the room here, I realize there's a direct correlation to the amount of free samples versus the value of the thank you, so you see where it's coming from here. You did talk about the finish, which I thought was interesting, because to me a finish always meant it was time to start new bottles, so clarification there. But on a serious note, Trent, I'd like to thank you very much for speaking to the club today and helping to educate us on wine and ratings, etc. Thank you.